Welcome to Influential Sports, and today I'll be talking about I'll be doing a review of WWE SmackDown. But first, I'll start with some of the releases that happened recently. So WWE is under new ownership as they have a deal with UFC Endeavor, and there was a few wrestlers released today, and one of these names doesn't make a lot of sense. And that name is Mustafa Ali. He had a match with Dominic for the NXT North American title soon, and boom, out of nowhere, he's released. And I don't really watch NXT, but that's just very weird that he was released like that. Promoting him for a match just to release him. Another name, Dolph Ziggler. I know he hasn't been featured on TV a lot, but he's definitely a locker room leader, veteran guy. Matt Riddle was released. Not really shocking with some of the off the scene stuff that's happened with him in the past. And some of the other notable names, Shelton Benjamin, he wasn't surprised he stuck around this long because he wasn't used right. Elias, Emma, Riddick Moss, Aaliyah, Top Dollar, Rick Boogs, Maximum Bell Models, just to name a few. And the rest are some NXT wrestlers, former NXT wrestlers. And it was more than 100 employees that do like behind the scenes stuff that were released. So, but that's it for the releases. So I'll talk about SmackDown now. I'll talk about the whole show, but where I wanted to start was with the LWO versus Street Profits match. So it was a decent match, and the LWO ended up winning. Which I guess since Rey is the U.S. champion, they don't want him to get pinned a lot. But I felt like the Street Profits should have won this match, because now it's tension in every faction. Because with the Street Profits losing, it made Bobby Lashley very upset. And there's already drama in the bloodline because we don't know where Solo is at. Seems like he's on Jimmy's side right now, but you never know with Solo. With the Judgment Day, they're trying to recruit both of the Usos. So I don't know how they expect that to work. Or at least they were trying to until Jay denied them. But it seems like his intention in all the big factions now, which is very weird. But to start SmackDown, John Cena came out, talked about how he wants to fight the Bloodline. AJ Styles came out. They both want a match against Solo and Jimmy. They come down to the ring, get on the ring apron, step down. Basic, just trying to have a match on their own time. And then getting back, then after the Street Profits had their match with LWO, they revisited SmackDown from last week when The Rock returned, and that made Austin Theory very upset. So he started messing up the announcers' tables, yelling at the announcers. Very upset man. Crazy. Next we had Asuka versus Io Sky for the Women's Championship. This was a pretty good match. Had a lot of great back and forth action, a lot of high-flying moves and stuff. Of course, Bayley interferes. Then as Charlotte gets involved, she ends up taking Bayley out, and Asuka gets distracted by that. So Io Sky retains the Women's Championship. It was a very entertaining match, but when Asuka had Io Sky in the Asuka lock, it was almost over until Bayley put her foot on the rope. But that's it for that match. Kind of wish this was the main event, other than the match that came after it, which was the Brawling Brutes versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Ridge Holland looks nice. Butch is still the master of joint manipulation. And Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, they win. It was a good match, but I don't think this should have been the last match of the show. Then to end the show, we were supposed to have a contract signing between AJ Styles and John Cena and the Bloodline for a match at Fastlane. But backstage, AJ Styles is getting beat down by Jimmy Uso. Then Solo hits a splash that causes AJ to be stretched out. John Cena tries to come to the rescue, but he isn't able to make it in time. Then Solo, Jimmy, and Paul Heyman make their way to the ring. Then John Cena comes out there, tries to fight 2-on-1, and gets taken out. That's how SmackDown ends. I think this was a decent episode of SmackDown. Wasn't great, wasn't terrible. The problem I always have with SmackDown is that it's always just one women's match. You have 2 hours, so you should at least have 2 women's matches. And the one women's match that they did have, it should have been the main event instead of the tag match they had. But the show started great. I like the end of it. And that's all. So please like, comment, and subscribe.